I didn't want to do 2 games in Taito Legends in the same episode, but as said before, this has been a hard month to make videos in, so much that I'm now 7 days into the next as I make this one. I needed to put off the last Pokemon part so I can get some rest, so I've moved Kuri Kinton forward a few episodes to stall for time. The game stars a policeman named Kinton who is out to save a higher ranked officer and his daughter from the gang's underground base. He starts off on the surface blowing open the door. I can punch and kick, while holding the punch button charges up a Kamehameha type move. Standing still also allows me to build up an aura that increases my attack power. The aura has a few levels and will absorb damage, lowering the aura's level instead of taking health. I don't spend long outside before I'm in their gaudy looking base. The main enemies are these regular soldiers who don't have much skill. I just have to keep moving from left to right, constantly going down the lifts to make my way deeper into the base. A few floors down I get my first mini-boss, Dragon Akiho. This Bruce Lee tribute doesn't get to do much before I knock him off the screen. There are a few mini-bosses, all based on real people. After him I get a new kind of gang member, ones with guns. They also take one more hit to defeat as I knock the gun out of their hands first and then knock them out of the screen. I get spiked pits to jump over, but with every jump I end up landing in them instead. At the end of this floor, the lift takes me to the first boss. I can't read his name, but while the mini-bosses are based on real people, the main bosses tend to look like Fist of the North Star villains. This one throws wind along the ground and does little somersault shoulder barges, but I just jump kick him in the corner and then punch him to death. Defeating him refills my health and lets me down into the next area. As I start dropping through gaps in the floor, the next new enemy is a teleporting ninja throwing shurikens. At the bottom is a conveyor leading to the next mini-boss, the kickboxer Bonnie Amide. He's got this super spinning jump kick that leaves a trail of after images, but he's also no threat to me. The green tiles in the background end as I enter a more cavernous area of the base. There are gaps to jump, and failing them lands me in water and getting me bit by piranhas for minor damage. At the end, the tiles return in yellow and I reach the lift down to the second boss. This one sends shadowy copies of himself at me as an attack, almost like Noob Saibot. Other than that, he moonwalks away from me while I approach him with nothing but jump kicks. I take out all his health and he jumps into the middle of the screen to die, down into area 3. It's not long before I drop into water to face the third mini-boss, Winnie Windy. He spends most of the fight backing away from me trying to sneak in the odd knee or flip kick before he's taken down like the others. By this point I've learned the game goes much faster if I just jump over all these grunts. There's one more part where I can't jump though as I run under this low ceiling before I drop down to the next floor. I then jump across the next floor to reach the lift down to the third boss. This guy is fast, throwing out 1,000,000 palms a second. He quickly reduces me to no health and leaves me desperately crouch kicking in the corner until he puts me out of his misery and I have to try again. Next time I charge my aura beforehand and get some powered up jump kicks in before I lose it. It gives me enough of the head start that even when he's moving so fast there's a double of him, I still win the damage race through spamming jump kicks. Down the next lift and the cave is now grey instead of brown. At the end of the next floor I go down several large steps and have to face the next mini-boss under a low ceiling where I can't jump. Hadashi Sawadewa can jump through the ceiling though. Even with his jumping ability, mashing punch and kick takes him out first. The rest of the floor has more low ceilings until I reach the end and drop further, and now we're so deep underground that we can see magma. Luckily, even when I have to jump over gaps in the floor, falling in it only causes minor damage. I drop even deeper and the magma is suddenly gone, with me soon reaching the lift to the fourth boss. Okay, I'm not entirely sure what this guy's attack animations are supposed to be, but when I throw my blasts he starts zipping about the screen, sometimes crashing into it anyway, sometimes colliding with me and knocking me on my arse. He takes me down since I got here with low health. To defeat this guy I stand in the corner building up aura and then spam crouch kicks whenever he comes for me. Sometimes he'll damage me, but most of the time he only gets to take out aura. It takes a while, but in the end I win this damage race on the second attempt. And now when I go down into the next area, it's suddenly become more high tech as I meet the fifth mini-boss, Moaiva Jr. His signature attack is a belly flop, but me jumping away and jumping into kick works really well. It gets close when the normal enemies trap me with him for a bit, but not only do I barely win, I also drag the screen along this floor quite a distance. Just a few more jumps and I've already reached the end and descend to the final boss, the gang leader who has the officer and daughter down here with him. Given I only have 1 unit of health left, I do better than I was expecting. I charge my aura fully and get a good chain of jump kicks in on him, but he has a huge projectile that knocks me out of it and he swats me dead. This guy is tough. There's the huge projectile I already mentioned, he also has a smaller one and he can punch at high speeds. You can think you're doing well, but then he'll just decide he's not losing and then you're annihilated. But after a few attempts, I get him. The defeated king gets up and reveals that Kinton is his son. He seems he's been under some sort of possession I think, and to make up for his actions he decides to kill himself. The policeman, Chris Cobra-chan, and his daughter have to drag Kinton away as the base collapses. They have a handy motorbike and sidecar to take him out with, and they stare at the sunset while the credits roll. Of all the Taito Legends games I've looked at so far, this one is my least favourite. It just doesn't have much going for it. Its most memorable aspect is the mix of Dragon Ball and Fist of the North Star imagery, but so many others at the time were aping those series styles as well. In terms of the beat 'em up and platforming aspects, you could do a lot better, even by 1988.